Tampa General Hospital is home to one of the busiest transplant centers in the nation. Dr. Karen Danaretti, Executive Director of the TGH Advanced Organ Disease and Transplantation Institute, joins me this morning to share more on their milestone that they just recently reached. Good morning, Doctor.
Thank you, and happy holidays.
I know, happy holidays. This is pretty remarkable. 10,000 transplants, right, that you just reached.
So we have a long history of doing transplantation at Tampa General. We did our first kidney transplant in 1974.
Wow.
And the first successful heart transplant in the state of Florida in 1985. So we've been doing this for a long time, and we are a very high volume hospital for transplantation. We're going to have our biggest year this year.
Wow. So it was kind of interesting. We were talking before we got started. What is the most common, transplant that you're doing?
The most common transplant performed is the kidney transplant, and it can either be done from a deceased donor or from a live donor. We're anticipating doing over 350 kidney transplants this year, and almost 100 live donor kidney transplants.
Wow, it's such a blessing that this team and this organization is right here, literally in our backyard. Talk about maybe comparing a little bit, around the nation, why this is such a big deal to have you and your team here.
So there are over 113,000 patients waiting for organ transplantation in the country, and 5,000 patients awaiting transplantation in Florida.
Wow.
So this year, Tampa General is on track to be the 5th largest transplant hospital in the country. So that's a real asset to the community in Tampa and the west coast of Florida, because these are the sickest patients, and they really need the gift of life in order to survive.
And let's talk about that, because I think that's the really big other second component of the story and the message that we're trying to get out today. How important is it that if you want to donate your organs, that you do the correct processing and let people know?
Yeah, I think in the spirit of the holidays and in the spirit of giving, the gift of life is an amazing gift to give. And it's very easy to sign up. You go to donatelifeflorida.org.
Okay.
And you can go through a process that only takes a few minutes, and that expresses your wish to be a donor at the end of your life. That's one route. You can also sign up at the DMV, which is...
Well, I feel like that's what you kind of hear, that you see the little heart on your driver's license. Is that still...
That's still a binding way to express your intent to give the gift of life.
Yeah.
The other way is to be a live donor. So we have a very large live donor kidney transplant program at Tampa General Hospital, and if a loved one, a friend, a family member needs a kidney transplant, you can avoid dialysis or a long wait time on dialysis by donating a kidney. We make sure that the donors are medically suitable and that the risks are appropriately low. Yeah. And it's a great way to give the gift of life.
We probably have about a minute left. What's your take-home message? When we talk about this can be a tough issue, I think, to talk about. I think it's important, though, that we do this as families, talk with their loved ones about it as well. What's your take-home? What do you want people really to understand?
So it's easy to sign up to be a donor. And I think that if you take that just a few minutes in the month of December to express that willingness to give the gift, that's great. And Tampa General Hospital is really deeply committed to taking care of the sickest patients in the Tampa Bay area and the west coast of Florida. We offer therapies, not only transplantation, but for anyone who's really at the end stage organ disease level of illness.
Doctor, thank you so much for what you do for our community. It's a pleasure to have you here. Again, consider the gift of life. We're going to put all that contact information on your screen to where you can find out more as well. But again, Doctor, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Happy holidays.